Time. Bonnie Heslop is coming up with the news at the top of the hour. Rod Mahood will have one more look at sports. Your chance to win $100 OLG Play voucher. I will chat with Meriton Councillor Lori Littleton about councillor compensation. And on the PM round table, I'll be joined by Bill Jensen and Ruth Unraw for tonight's edition. Joining me right now, mother and daughter combination. Here's Dyane and Joannah De Lima Pinto. Hi, Dyane. How are you?
Good.
Fantastic. Oh, look at Joannah. Tell me a little bit more about Joannah. First of all, how old is she?
Joannah is 4.5. She was born with a rare syndrome called Cornelia de Lange syndrome. It's 1 in 30,000, so very rare. We had no idea until she was born, so she was definitely a big surprise for us. Part of the syndrome is their small stature, developmentally delayed. They have a lot of health issues. She's hearing impaired as well, nearsighted, but we do a lot of therapy.
I was going to say, and I think I believe I saw you at the launch because Joannah just looks so cute with her glasses on. Although I imagine I was 10 when I got glasses and I hated them as a child. I can only
she loves them.
Oh, she loves them. Oh, that's great. That's great to hear. Right? That's fantastic. So as you said, this condition that she was born with, Cornelia de Lange syndrome, which is a rare mutation, 1 in 30,000. So obviously you had never heard of it. Maybe her doctors had never heard of it, but I mean, maybe the therapists had not even heard of it. Sometimes at the Niagara Children's Center, they're dealing with such what we call rare or orphan conditions. She may be the first child that they've ever seen with this.
I do believe so. Just because even when she was in the NICU from Mount Sinai to Credit Valley Hospital, she was the first child, Cornelia de Lange. Like all the doctors would come in to meet her because it was so rare that a child was born with this, because it's not a gene mutation. Like it's not something I carry or my husband carries, just a fluke mutation. So it just happens. So that's why it's so rare.
So at what age did you first go then to the Niagara Children's Center? So as you said, in the hospital, you realized something wasn't right. And then, you have a bunch of doctors coming in. So was it early on with Joannah, or did you have to wait a couple of months? When did you first go to the Niagara Children's Center?
The Niagara Children's Center, we started last year. So when she was born, we lived in Hamilton. So we were part of another therapy center.
Okay.
And then we were looking at selling our home. And our old neighbor used to work for Niagara Children's Center. And she's like, if I can give you an advice, you need to get into the Niagara Children's Center with her. And so we based where we would buy our forever home based on Niagara Children's Center so that Joannah could take part of it, because it meant so much for us for her to be part of there. Because, the other therapy centers we took part of are more hospital-based. Mm-hmm. And nothing wrong with that. They were amazing as well. But when you I remember our first appointment at Niagara Children's Center, it felt like home. Like Joannah wasn't just a number; she was Joannah. So I was like, I get why people are like, you must go to Niagara Children's Center.
Oh, that is just amazing to hear, right? And we've heard it from so many parents. I've heard it from over the years, but as someone moving here from the outside, and as you said, nothing against how other centers are set up or how they do it, but when you hear that connection, because you're used to, if you're a Niagara parent, it's like, well, we don't know any different. A little different, and how wonderful that is for your child and your family.
Yes, it was very different. Like they just treat you like it's your family. You're the Pinto family, and they go above and beyond, and just everything that they have to offer versus like where we were, which is a hospital base. They didn't offer half of the stuff that Niagara Children's Center can offer. And I know this is why we're trying to raise money to continue all this.
So tell me about, what does Joannah use the center for now? What sort of services does she require?
She has physio, speech, OT. We do some swimming there now that they're starting to open up. And we just applied to go to their school. So that was another big deal for us, that we really wanted her to take part of their school. So she takes part of quite a lot, and then obviously we have our social worker, and then I take part of the parent meet, like the parent talk, which I've never had that before, which I feel like every center needs that because it really like as a parent of a medically fragile child, you're ready alone because your friends they're amazing, they're always gonna back you up, but they don't get it, they don't understand, they're not in your everyday, they don't know what it's like months of hospital stay. So having a parent talk and be like, oh no, I get it. This worked for our family. It means so much. And Niagara Children's Center has that. They take the time to do that. Even if it's nighttime at 8 p.m., we have our parent talk.
Oh, that must be great, right? Because as
Mm-hmm.
you said, if you're not involved with, and I'll use Joannah as the example, she's, as you described, a medically fragile child.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough for people who don't have that same experience to understand how this is on your family. And,
Mm-hmm.
and that's one of the other supports. It's not just for Joannah, but it's for her parents. And I know other families, they have programs for siblings, for instance,
Mm-hmm.
and how, they help people cope with something like this, because it's not something like, okay, once you leave the center, Dyane, it's not back to everything's fine. You'll be fine. See you in a day or a week or whatever. There's lots going on at your house as well. So you'll
Yes.
be able to support yourself.
Yes. Yeah. And so the parent talk was the one thing that I was like, I wish they had this from when she was little. Like it would have helped so much with us. That was like the biggest thing that changed was that. And then just her therapy, like her team, like they are so like they want to know what Joannah did. What was she, the last 2 weeks since we saw her? What did she do? What was she up to? It's like family, they care. And that meant so much to us.
So you've applied to go to the school. So I assume it's going to start in September, right?
Yeah.
What are you hoping for Joannah? What do you hope that she'll be able to do?
I hope one day she'll be able to walk. Oh my God, I get emotional. I know most of them are nonverbal, which is okay. Like you don't need to talk, we can figure it out. But just to walk to give her some independence. So I know that. And plus, having her be around peers that are like her, it means a lot. Because I know that, like, the nearest community school to me, there's not many children like her. I think she would be one of the only ones that are medically fragile. So it's nice to have those 2 years to prepare as well for her IEP, like for her to go into the community school.
Oh, bless you, by the way. There's Joannah having a sneeze in the background. What does she like to do? Does she have a favorite show? Does she have a favorite book? Or does she have a favorite movie she loves to watch? Kids at that age once they get something, they latch onto it at her age.
Yes, she likes Coco Melon right now. She loves Spider-Man. Spider-Man's her
Okay.
thing.
Yeah.
And she loves to be outside. She loves to go for walks and be outdoors. So I love summer and springtime because then we can take her outside.
Right.
She goes to daycare right now, and she loves being at daycare with her friends.
Okay. Yeah, outside. I mean, the weather has really kind of changed. Certainly last week, in the last 2 weeks, it really has allowed all of us to get outside. So I can only imagine she just must love the sunshine right now, like the rest of us.
Yes, for sure.
Dyane, before I let you go, I want to ask you why is it important for people to support the Niagara Children's Center? Why do you think that this should be one of the charities of choice for people?
I get emotional, but I don't think people realize how much it means to us, people like us family. Like we're first time parents. So this life is so different for us. To have a place like Niagara Children's Center to support us, it means so much to us, especially in a world where, not everybody's seen the same. Unless you're like Ken and Barbie, everybody looks at you differently. So to have a place like Niagara Children's Center where you feel like you fit in and they go above and beyond for your children, it means so much. And they're our future. Like these are our future. They're little kids, but they are our future. People have no idea how much Niagara Children's Center changes our lives.
Listen, Dyane, I got to leave it there, but all the best to you, your husband, and of course, little Joannah. It was a pleasure meeting both of you today. Have yourself a great night. And next year, you have to give me the update.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you. There's Dyane De Lima Pinto, part of our Help Kids Shine campaign. There's little Joannah. Absolutely. What a doll. Oh my gosh. What a cutie. Now, you can help families like the Pintos quite easily. You can become a monthly donor. We're just looking for one more today. That's it. Just one monthly donor today. And you can do so by going to helpkidsshine.ca, helpkidsshine.ca, or got the plasma car race coming up. End of the month, we're going to be live in location. It's at the Gale Center in Niagara Falls. And you and your team of 4 adults can register online and fundraise leading up to the big race. Plasma car race, proudly presented by Broker Link Insurance.